It's the Super City edition of the Yes We Care roadshow, and we've arrived in Auckland.
With 7 locations over 4 days, we've had a very busy time. At Waitakere Hospital, I met with Hamish, a fellow ED nurse, seeing the impact of the estimated 1 in 6 New Zealanders who cannot afford to see a GP.
Working in the emergency department, we see a lot of people who just can't afford to go to a GP, and if they can, they just can't actually get into their GP for like 2 days. If we say we want to save the emergency department for emergencies only, what we need is a fully funded health system. A quarter of people have unmet need from primary health options, so that's really unacceptable.
At Auckland Hospital, I gained more insight into the chronic issues in the mental health sector and learned that 1 in 6 New Zealand adults will need support from mental health service at some stage in their life.
There's been a massive increase in demand in mental health over the last 5 years or so, and what has happened is that we haven't had the staffing or the resourcing to match that demand, and so it's not surprising that people fall through the cracks and don't get the support that they need.
One of the frustrations we heard time and time again is once people have actually sort of got back on their feet a little bit, they've had medication, they've seen a psychiatrist, then there's no treatment options available.
There's a huge unmet need. If you're sending a person out of hospital into a boarding house where there's lots of drug and alcohol, violence, then it's a pretty good chance that these people aren't going to be able to cope, and it's not surprising that they end up back in hospital.
Finally, we head over the bridge to North Shore to hear about the struggles in the aged care sector.
A healthcare assistant's job is challenging. I love my job, but at times it can be soul-destroying when we can't provide what we feel the residents need. We need more staff and more funding to provide quality care for these people.
It's the last days of the Yes We Care roadshow. We're about to make our final push up to Cape Reinga. We're trying to get political parties to commit to restoring adequate funding to our underfunded health service. You can share your stories at YesWeCare.nz.